All right, and we are on the Mark Hoke Show and very excited. I'll tell you what, when I get a lady in this studio, so classy, so incredible, so stunningly beautiful, and a champ too. It's a privilege. It's an honor. Look at that thing. We are thrilled to have Brittnie Brooks in the house, the FSW champion, and you're going to be able to see her on Sunday at the FSW Luck of the Draw card. That is, once again, Sunday on November 23rd, 5 p.m. at the Silverton. Putting that gold on the line. It's going to be a lot of fun. Brittnie Brooks in the house. Brittnie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you? And before we continue, you do have to say the greatest FSW women's champion of all time.
Oh,
Zoe Stark, who?
Ooh, okay. The greatest FSW champ of all time. I'm not going to argue because I know that I'll be get put through a table or something. It won't be good.
It will not be good for you. So best not argue.
Oh, she is the center of attention at all times, isn't she, everybody? Well, Brittnie, first, I want to congratulate you on everything that you've had going on. And it's been so exciting to follow your career. I mean, gosh, you're everywhere. MLW, TNA, the WWE ID program's got their eye on you. Everybody is on the Brittnie Brooks train right now. But man, you go back to that knee injury you had last year, and what a road, huh?
It was a road, but I am the center of attention, so everyone's always looking at me. We're not shocked, but no, it has really been incredible. I've come such a long way since this time last year. I was so self-conscious and just not happy with where I was, and to just flash forward, flip, snap your fingers a year, and we're here, and we're doing so much, and it's just been such a fun year.
How do you overcome that? Because there's a certain point when you're out on the indies that you're trying to get that final push, to make it to where you want to go. And, you said you had, some confidence issues and things. How did you get past it?
I think I'm still trying to get that final push. I'm still trying to get signed, but it's just constantly reminding yourself that every day is an opportunity to get better, and just looking at yourself from an honest perspective. What can I improve on? What can I get better at? And as far as overcoming the knee injury, that was the same as that. Every single day I was going to the gym, putting in the work, training my knee, getting better and better and better every single day, getting stronger. And when I did come back, I don't think my knee was probably not 100%, but it was the mind over matter of it. And I kept pushing and I kept striving to be better. And, here I am now, and my knees feel great. They feel completely fine. I've been having so much fun wrestling every single weekend, sometimes 3-4 times a weekend. WrestleMania weekend, I think I did 8 shows.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, what did you feel like you had to improve? Because, I've seen you go and you're pretty good. But obviously, being the professional that you are, you're always looking to get better. Where did you see a leak in the game that you needed to fix?
There was definitely, when I first came back, I wasn't moving very fluid. You could definitely tell, oh, that's the girl who blew out her knee last year. And I feel just training at FSW and really working on the minuscule details of every single thing in a match, from every single piece. And Chris helped me so much with that. And I just appreciate him, because every single day I'm always asking him questions oh, what about this? Does this make sense? Can I do this? Oh, I need to improve that. Let's go to the school. Let's work on that. He has literally helped me pick apart every single thing and find the things that I need in order to get signed. And we are working on those every single day. And I'm trying. I feel bad because I'm the type of person who needs to make the mistake a couple times and then improves. Whereas I should be able to make the mistake, get told it's a mistake and fix it. But I have these bad habits that I still need to break. So we're working on it every single day.
That's not a bad guy to have in your corner. And,
yes.
but you were in Chris's corner for a long time through that injury. And I don't know too many people that, may have had the temptation to just say, oh, what am I doing here? And just let it go. Tell everybody a little bit about the time that Chris got hurt and the rehab and everything that you went through with him, because look, I know from a lot of people that told me that you were instrumental in helping him get back to where he is, at least right now. So
Like, honestly, when you say, like, some people would have left, that was never even a thought that could have ever crossed my mind because I never felt like I was doing enough. So at the time, I was still living in Arizona, and it was really hard because the day I found out, like, luckily, my friend had called me. She was like, "I don't know, but, like, Chris just got stretchered out. I don't know if it's, like, an injury angle or, like, what's going on." And then I started panicking, I went straight home. I started like packing my stuff. I was like, I'm flying to Detroit. I'm doing it. And then like luckily, everyone at TNA was super helpful. They were like, chill a little bit. We'll get you here. Like, we'll make it happen. Just don't panic. And I was panicking because I didn't know what was going on.
Of course.
And then Chris FaceTimed me from the ambulance and he was in a neck brace. And I was like, because I still don't even know like what the injury is. And then he tells me he thinks he broke his neck. And I'm like, oh my God, like I've never, like, we've heard the stories of like, Edge breaking his neck. So many people have broken their necks, but until you go through it, you're like, it seems impossible. It seems like it's never going to happen. So yeah. And then to find out, like, I was on the flight there when I found out he couldn't move his legs. And that was like a whole nother like wave of like, oh my God, like I had no idea that was the case. I had no idea he couldn't move his legs. I had no idea he was paralyzed. I didn't even know the move. Like I didn't know any of the details whatsoever. So it was definitely a super, super stressful time. Like I remember being in the hospital with him every single day. They would come in and be like, wiggle your toes. He's like, I can't. And it was just such a hard reminder every single day. Cause obviously they're trying to see if he's like slowly, coming back from like the paralysis, but it took 2 months. And those 2 months were literally the roughest part of my life. Because when you see someone you love so much go through something so horrible, it's like, why is this happening to him? He's literally one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. Like, if anything, I wish I could take his pain away. I wish that I could have that happen to me instead. Like, I am not the greatest wrestler in the world. So, like, if I could just take that pain and put it on myself, like, I would want that instead because I love Chris and I love his matches. And I think he's like the greatest, literally the greatest ever. And I know everyone always thinks that like who they're with or like who they love is like the greatest ever, but truly, he's so incredible. And it was just so hard to see. And he loves wrestling so much. It's all he's ever known. So it's just so hard to see that taken away from him without an option of saying, no, like, don't take that from me,
What as a person makes him stand out? I mean, I've got to know Chris, and I could probably answer the question to a point myself, but you're beside him every day. What makes Chris be able to do what he's doing and bounce back from all of this and keep a smile on his face?
It's like the thing where it's like, I don't think anyone is shocked that he's able to make this miraculous recovery. Like his entire life, he's been through situations and gotten through them so fast. I think he told me he was training at FSW for 2 months before he had his first match, like 2 or 3 months. And I'm like, I trained for like a year and 3 months. And he was just such an exceptional wrestler and is an exceptional wrestler. I don't even want to say was because he still is, even though he's not able to physically do the things that he once was able to. He's still at the school helping me out, teaching me little things that you wouldn't notice. And he's just always been so smart when it comes to wrestling. And I think it's the exact same thing when it comes to the rehab. Like every single day they'd come in and he would do therapy. I think it was like an hour session for PT and an hour session for OT. Maybe it was 2 hours. Maybe it was like 4 hours a day. I don't really remember. But he was always asking for more sessions. He was always asking, oh my gosh, like, can I do more therapy? Every single day he was trying to like do more and more and more. And then the moment he was able to move his legs again, they were right on him trying to get him to stand up and walk with a walker. And it's just crazy seeing those videos because all those memories are popping up from a year ago. And it's like, whoa, like this day a year ago, he was paralyzed. This day a year ago, he was doing this. And like it's not too long since the injury because it was October 27th. So when that day hit and all the memories came back of him, like he couldn't even move his hands at one point. But it's just his unbridled, unaltering ability to push himself. And no matter how hard things get, he keeps going. And that inspires me more than he could ever understand, that anyone could ever understand. Because when you see it with your own eyes, you're like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest story ever told.
There you go. Well, but I want to give you a lot of credit for helping him through it. I mean,
Thank you.
it's fantastic to see somebody be willing to stand by someone like that, like you did. So a ton of credit to you. And it says a lot about you as a person too. So don't just give Chris all the credit. All right. You're in there too, Brittnie.
He deserves all the credit. He physically did everything. And he always says like, oh, I couldn't have done it by myself. And I agree, because injuries are not something you can go through by yourself, let alone an injury like that where you're completely fighting the battle yourself. And it took a lot for me, because sometimes he would like, say how he was feeling. And I'm like, oh, I know. But then I was like, no, I can't say I know, because I truly don't know what you're going through, but I'm here for you. So I had to learn how to rework my words, because I don't know what he's going through. No one really knows what he's going through.
Yeah.
And all the incredible people who have reached out that have like gone through spinal cord injuries, like still no one has been paralyzed for 2 months because of a wrestling incident. Like there's people in like normal lives that get like car accidents and such, but we don't really know any of those people. All the people that were reaching out were like people who like broke their necks in wrestling. So it's just so different, and we don't know what he's going through, but we can do our best to try to understand and help out any way we can.
Well, I can't wait to see you and him side by side.
Yes.
It's you got to get some mixed tag team titles. What that should be the first priority when Chris does get back to the ring, is you two just get a moment to celebrate together. I think that would be awesome.
So DeFalco, FSW mixed tag team champions. Come on now.
There you go. There you go. Well, let's back to what you've been doing. Tell us a little bit about some of these opportunities that you've had, because you got to wrestle on TNA, and I know how excited you were about that. You got to wrestle Shotzi at MLW. I mean, that had to be awesome too. And WWE is, you're on the radar. We all know it. But tell everybody a little bit about those couple of nights that you got to wrestle.
Don't forget Ring of Honor against Thunder Rosa.
And Rosa too.
On.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's on my list. But,
no, everything it's so crazy how things work out, because I'm constantly putting this pressure on myself to get signed, to get better. Like, oh, I need to get signed. And it's still there. It's still there in the back of my head. But I feel like this year really taught me it's okay. Things will happen when they're supposed to happen. And everything happens for a reason. So sometimes you have to ground yourself and really realize, if you are pushing yourself every single day to be better, if you're working at it every single day, something will come. And sometimes it may be a little something. Sometimes it may be an entire contract. But as far as like MLW, that was so much fun getting to wrestle Shotzi. I loved watching Shotzi in WWE. So I think it was super cool to be like one of her opponents. And it was in LA too. So like people knew me. So it wasn't like I was going in and they're like, oh, who's this girl? And Ring of Honor was really awesome. Also, I think it was in like Oceanside, California, possibly. Another place that I've, wrestled, that California scene. That was really cool because it was last minute too. They were looking for someone to wrestle her. And I obviously was like, heck yeah, I've wanted to wrestle Thunder Rosa for the longest time. So it was really cool. TNA, super fun. I loved those matches. It was so special because I got to be Alicia Fox's, now Vix Crow, Victoria Crawford, her first match back to TV in like 7 years.
Yeah.
And everyone knows I am the biggest Bella Twins fan in the world. Team Bella. Alicia Fox was in Team Bella. So that was such a full circle moment. And then the next time doing Wrestling the Iconics, that was so cool. It was literally my dream playing out right in front of me. And I'm just so looking forward to any and all opportunities coming up next, and just so ready for anything. And I feel like that's the most important thing that you can be, is just ready and willing to do whatever it takes, whatever opportunities arise, and just deliver on those opportunities.
Tell everybody a little bit what it's like to be out on the indie circuit and, and in demand, because it's not like you're just kind of hanging around California and Vegas and Arizona. People want Brittnie Brooks all over the country, and you are everywhere. What is that lifestyle like? Take everybody through like a couple of weekends, or what it's like to be Brittnie Brooks right now.
So it's definitely insane, because all the time I'm like, wait, they want to fly me out, they want me to be like on their show. This is insane. And some of the shows that I'm on with like the biggest names, the ex-WWE names, the current AEW TNA names, I'm like, oh my gosh, like But I'm like, but I do belong here. And I feel like it's a lot of that, like, I get in the habit of doing a lot of like negative self-talk. And sometimes I have to be like, no, like I belong here. And that's very powerful. So I guess a few weeks in my life, we can go with last weekend, or well, this one that would just passed. I flew into New York and we had a drive. I flew into JFK. We drove to Long Island because I had a convention on Saturday morning, the big event NY. And then right after that, I went to a virtual signing where I got to like sign stuff for people on a live stream. That was really fun. My first time doing that. Then right after that, the next morning, we drove to New Jersey. I did PWJ and I got to wrestle. It was me versus Emily J versus Billy Starks versus Allie Catch.
Wow.
Super fun match. And then right after that, the next morning, I flew to Boston to then drive to Rhode Island, where I got to wrestle for the WWE ID Women's Championship. And that match was so much fun, so much talent. Like, it was so cool to see the internet talking about women's wrestling so much and to just be a part of such a pivotal, cool moment, because right now there's like hardly anyone in the ID program since they're re-signing people and refiguring out who they want and stuff. So to be in the conversation, to be in that match was just so special to me. So yeah, that was my weekend. And then I flew home yesterday, but it took me 12 hours to get home because of all these delays and stuff.
Yeah.
And then this weekend I leave on Friday to go to Spokane for Relentless, which is on Saturday night. And then Sunday afternoon, we have FSW where I get to defend my beautiful championship at Luck of the Draw against Maserati. And I'm going to kick her butt. So
I would probably agree, unless Maserati was standing behind me. You know, then I might have to have a conversation.
I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Brittnie. Yeah, and don't forget that is going to be on Sunday, this coming Sunday at the Silverton FSW Luck of the Draw, 5 p.m. If you don't have your tickets, you better get on fswvegas.com because that house is going to be packed.
The return of Killer Cross,
yes,
too.
Yeah, you got to, you know, and that's got to be one of the really fun things about being out on the independent circuit right now, because there's so much incredible talent that is out there right now. And, you know, I just think of guys like Matt Cardona and Shotzi and Cross and Scarlett. And I mean, it's loaded out there right now.
It is
And
loaded.
getting a chance to be on cards or, you know, wrestle people like that, it's got to be a lot of fun, but also a terrific learning experience for you.
Oh, it is. And every time I'm on a show with anyone, like, I always try my best to ask one of them to watch my matches, give me critiques, give me advice, because you're never done learning. And I still have so much more learning to do. But sometimes it takes being told by just the right person, and then it'll click. So I love being able to pick brains and talk to people that I'm on shows with. And yeah, it's really fun. I just did an indie that Eddie King.
What advice would you give Limelight, the FSW champion?
He's teaching me based on his matches how to just be the dark side just a little bit. So Danny Limelight, I mean, it's not though, is it? Is it?
If you get,
it's only if you get caught. Yep, it's only cheating if you get caught.
Right.
And I don't get caught, so.
Oh, are you going to become bad Brittnie Brooks?
You know, I think I already have.
Oh, it's so sad. That hot pink's going to turn black.
It is.
Really?
Yes.
Would you ditch the pink?
I just did. Check out my Instagram because, yep, and I might be wearing that gear on Sunday too. So,
all right. Well, we'll make sure we get out there and check it out.
Heck yeah.
Now, I got to have a little fun the last time I saw you perform. Your mom was in the audience.
Oh goodness, at the benefit show, right?
Yeah. And what a terrific woman. And I got to tell you, it's got to be a lot of fun having a parent supporting you as much as she does. Man, she is just so excited to see you out there, and it's got to be a great feeling to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. She drove from Arizona that day to make it to the benefit show, and she was just super excited too. I think it was her first time meeting Chris, and like obviously she knows everything that he went through, so like it was just super cool to see them like in the same building. And yeah, she's just been incredible. I mean, she was the person who took me to all these signings growing up, that I have all these pictures with all these wrestlers. She loves Dolph Ziggler. So every time I'm on a show with Dolph Ziggler, I'm like, my mom says hi. And he's, oh, your mom. Because she's just so loud and entertaining and fun to be around. Everyone is always like, oh my God, I love your mom. And I'm like, she is one ball of energy. We can see where I get it from.
That is for sure. I'm curious to hear about some of your future goals. Now, like I said, it kind of feels like you're pushing a pencil into a piece of saran wrap, and it's just about ready to rip. So it's going to happen. We all know this because you're that darn good already. Where do you see yourself in a couple of years, and what are you hoping to accomplish?
So obviously my biggest dream in the world is to wrestle at WrestleMania, as everyone's is, right? But also everyone's path is different, and I know that. In the next year or two, I really, really want to be signed, whether that's at AEW, WWE, TNA. Like, I just want something. I want to be on TV. I want to fine-tune my craft. I want to be able to know how to work TV, because TV is very different than indie wrestling, and I've tried my best to incorporate the TV style wrestling into indie wrestling anywhere I go that lets me, but I definitely need experience on TV. And I mean, everyone always asks me why I'm wrestling. And yeah, it's because I want to get to WWE and it's everything I loved since I was a kid. But I just want to be able to inspire people on the level that I was inspired with. Like, the Bella Twins are my reason for wrestling. John Cena is my reason for wrestling. If I could do that for one person and inspire one person to want to go and become a wrestler, and that's all I want. I want to be able to inspire and give people something to look forward to. Like, I look at how fans feel about someone like Cody Rhodes. Like, I've seen people on Twitter talk about how much, like, sometimes these people that you idolize save your life. And I just want to do that for somebody. I just want to do that for anyone that cares to listen. So, yeah.
So would you rather team with a Bella or beat up a Bella?
Oh, I mean, team with a Bella would be super iconic. And I would get to call myself the third Bella Twin, because when I was a kid, I did a sign that was like the third Bella Twin. And so many people were like, that's not possible because twins are only two. And I was like, well, listen, all right.
Yeah, it's all good. But and I'm curious to get your reaction to the blood and guts match that happened on AEW, because that ended up being a very critically acclaimed match. And I know you've done some rough matches in the past, and they did some pretty brutal things in that match. What did you think of that? And what do you think of that style of wrestling for women? You feel like it's good to watch, or maybe you want to tone it back? What did you think?
I thought that blood and guts match was insane. I love Megan Bayne. I love Sky Blue. All the girls are incredible, but to see them go to that level and just beat the crap out of each other, that was so insane to watch. And I think it's incredible that women are getting the same opportunities as men in the same matches as men, the same amount of time as men. I think that that's just a testament to how good women have become. We have literally broken down all the barriers in the world. And I just think it's so awesome that we're getting the same opportunities as the men, because clearly they showed up and they delivered and they proved that they deserve everything that the men have. So they're coming for the men's throat. I mean, even like nowadays with like what I've seen from like meet and greets, and like sometimes more people care about the women than the men, and the matches getting main events, like, we deserve that. And I think the blood and guts was just incredible, and I'm so happy for them.
Well, Brittnie, it's only a matter of time that I know you're going to be out on that big stage soon.
I don't know if I want to be in a blood and guts match, though, because that looks painful, and the center of attention maybe couldn't be the center of attention if I got hit with a trash can a few times.
Well, just don't get hit with a trash can. Come on, just hang out. Do what Mercedes did and just kind of, stay out of the fray a little bit.
Smarter, not harder.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to get to see Brittnie Brooks coming up on Sunday at the Silverton. FSW luck of the draw, defending that stunningly beautiful FSW championship against Maserati. It is going to be a great night. And don't forget, like I said, Killer Cross and Danny Limelight's going to be there. I think Hammerstone's out there. I mean, it is
Chris Bey is guest hosting.
Look at that.
It's his first, I guess, he's going to be selling merch. He's going to have hella t-shirts. We have a full inventory of like all his t-shirts right now. He has like 8 designs. I've never folded so many t-shirts in my life. I was like, I feel like we're in that. I don't know if you'll get this reference, but the iCarly sweatshop when they're making the penny tees.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that was me folding all his shirts and helping him with inventory.
Wow. So he's putting you to work.
Oh, yeah. But he's going to be selling autographs. He's going to be selling t-shirts. So come out, support. Oh, my gosh. There's so many crazy, crazy names on this show. So it's so exciting. And, of course, me. And I'm going to be retaining this beautiful FSW Women's Championship, which is even more beautiful because it's on my shoulder.
Absolutely. No one is going to argue with you about that. Well, Brittnie, thanks for coming on the Mark Hoke Show. I do appreciate it. I can't wait to see where the future goes for you because it is so bright. I mean, 21, right?
21, yeah.
That is so crazy that, I mean, you've been doing this like 5 years now. There's a long, long road in pro wrestling for you, and we can't wait to see it. But it leads through here in Las Vegas Sunday, so make sure you get out and check it out with Brittnie defending her championship against Maserati and all the other great matches on the card over at the Silverton. Brittnie, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it, and we'll look forward to seeing you Sunday night.
Thank you for having me.
You got it.